I need a little liquid courage to talk about this monstrosity. Oh boy, do I have a review for you. So, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here today, my name is Odds, and I do 2 videos a week. Beauty, vlogs, film, television, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, there's something on this channel for everyone. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And if you like this video while you're watching, give it a big old thumbs up. The video in question is, if you can't tell from the title, we're reviewing that 90s show. So yes, let us talk about that. So let's kick it right off. So if you're somehow unaware, that 70s show got rebooted into that 90s show. It takes place with the main character is Eric and Donna's daughter, Leia. Yes, named after Leia from Star Wars. I have thoughts about that off the bat. Donna would never let Eric name their child Leia, so I don't know why that happened. I mean, they just wanted to go for something to show how nerdy Eric was, I guess, but he's not unreasonable, so I don't know there. Also featuring, there's a bunch of new kid characters, including the neighbors Gwen and Nate, who are brother and sister, half brother and sister, and they live in Donna's old house, as well as, yes, Kelso and Jackie had a kid. We're not talking about Kelso's other kid that is nowhere in the picture, but they have a kid named Jay who is seen as the love interest, at least for most of the first season, for Leia. And then there is a little gay kid named Ozzy. Thought he was a nice addition to at least spice up the diversity in the gang, because obviously the only diverse character in that 70s show is Fez, and he's basically used as a butt of a joke. So they never really use Ozzy's gayness to be the butt of a joke, so that's good. At least the writers have that going for them, but not much else. So, I will say, of the original cast that does return, Jackie and Kelso are only in one scene, and you can tell Mila Kunis phoned it in. She did not really care to be there, which is interesting because it came out that it was Ashton Kutcher who didn't want to do a spinoff, but Mila Kunis was like, you have to do this, because it's where we got her, you know, it made us famous. So that's fine, but she didn't really care about the script, and I don't think she really likes Jackie, so yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. I am a true Jackie Hyde warrior. I understand that they're not going to put Hyde in this because Danny Masterson is a bad person and should be in jail, but there was a mistrial, so if you want to read up on that situation, do that privately. I'm not going to go too in-depth about that. Just know that he's a bad person. But they could have recast him or done something, but I feel like this show is desperately missing Hyde, and they're just acting like he was never a part of the gang, which is just weird. Like, you can't have that 70s show without Hyde, so to pretend like he was never there is ridiculous. And that being said, they can tell that you can't have that 70s show without Hyde because the character of Gwen comes into play. So she is very much like a blend between Donna and Hyde, or like a female Hyde, pretty much. They use her as that sort of character in the dynamic of the friend group. So it's clear that they tried to put the Hyde dynamic in, but then don't mention Hyde at all. So it's a little weird that that's the case. There are people theorizing that Hyde is Gwen's dad. I don't know. I doubt they'll ever put Hyde in this, even though Danny Masterson was technically acquitted. I don't think they're going to do that, but I guess we'll see. I wouldn't really want him to come back. I would like Hyde to come back, but maybe like just do a recast. Okay, so this show is just, I mean, my question when it comes to these reboots is, who is the target audience? So you would think it would be people who watched that 70s show. But unless you were 14 years old and had just watched that 70s show when you were 12 or just started watching it now, I don't think you would really enjoy this. There are people that enjoy this, so I'm not going to say it's not going to be for everybody's, you know, it's not going to be for everybody, but I feel like the way it's written, it's definitely written for a teenage audience, which makes sense, it's teenage characters, but the humor in it is just so cringe. There's not enough, like, throwbacks to the 90s that make it nostalgic in any way. Like, that 70s show at least had a lot of callbacks to the 70s, so as somebody who loves the 70s, it can be kind of nostalgic to look back on it. But yeah, it's just, there wasn't enough that put it to the 90s, other than it's just some of the same characters. That being said, Red and Kitty do carry this show completely. Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp really are just as good as they were when that 70s show was airing. So they really nail that. The other characters that are around the most from the original show are Donna and Fez. So, yeah. Not characters I particularly liked in that 70s show. But Donna is just there as a mother figure for Leia, so she is her mother, so that's that. And Fez is doing his own thing. Fez definitely gets the most to do, and he definitely will be a bigger presence in season 2, because this is confirmed to be getting a season 2. I just don't know. I will say that some of the characters by themselves I think are fine. Leia is way too awkward. I know Eric is awkward. I know 14 years old for a girl is an awkward age, but they make her ultra dorky in a way that Eric just never was. And I think that's because Eric had Topher Grace has amazing comedic timing that the actress who plays Leia just doesn't possess. So sorry to her. I know she's like a child actress, but she's just not up there. Her and Jay, Kelsa's kid, have no chemistry whatsoever, which is interesting that they are making this, they're going to make a love triangle, which is one of my worst tropes that I think exists, is the love triangle. So we'll see how it goes, but she now might have feelings for Nate, who has a girlfriend, and she had just broken up with Jay, and Jay was like, her and Jay were like gonna get back together, so there's this whole thing. But there is no chemistry there. So if she moves on to Nate, I don't think it's gonna be a problem, because hopefully they'll have more chemistry. My biggest question of this is, where is Betsy Kelso? Jay should have a sister named Betsy. They just decided to write her out, even though she was pretty instrumental to Kelso's character development, but I guess it doesn't really matter because they destroyed Kelso and Jackie's character development by putting them back together as a couple who has been remarried 3 times. Yeah, I don't like the decision. If they wanted to put Kelso with Jackie, that's fine, whatever. I would get over it, but the way that they decided to do it and the way that they decided to write out Betsy and Brooke just is upsetting. Like, I feel like he just, like I said, she's just really instrumental to his character development, and they just decided to throw that out the window. Overall, I don't know, guys. I would say the show's only 10 episodes, and they're all 22-minute episodes, so it's very brisk. But I would recommend, if you have Peacock, just watch that 70s show. Skip season 8. but just watch that 70s show because it's much more worth your while than watching that 90s show. If you're a big 90s person, I don't think it's going to be something that you're going to be nostalgic for, so don't worry about it in that aspect. But I think, and if you're worried you're going to miss out on the characters, they're not really in it, so maybe if you were missing Fez and want to see Fez's character progression, you might want to see that. But that's my thoughts. I have lots more thoughts on this show, but I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!